Okay. Yeah, we're live. Let's get it where it should be. That's better. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our service. We're now live online, so we welcome now Lainey Baine waiting in the wings for those of you who are watching online. Good evening to all of you. And I'll now ask our medium in church, Elaine, to open for us in prayer.
Hello everyone, hi everyone in the church. Let's just be reminded that there's love and light. So if I just ask you to bow your heads for a moment. I ask that love and light joins us for our service, to prove that there is life after life, and for messages of upliftment. And I ask us just for a moment to think about those that we love. And as we gather ourselves together, and as the spirit world begins to join us, and yet again I ask for that love and healing that comes with those that connect with us. Amen.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. I will now light our church candle and invite those of you online to light your own candles at home if you can. And as we do this, I invite you to ask your loved ones in spirit to draw close to us now so that we may feel their presence and their energy around us and their love. May this candle be the light to enlighten us all. May it be the light of strength and love that spreads all around the world. The fire that enables us to burn out all our pride, our selfishness, and our impurities that are within us. May it be the flame that brings warmth into our hearts, warmth towards our families, our neighbours, our friends, and all those around us, and those we meet on our life's journey, and all those who need it most. I ask you now to join me in sending out love and light to those in need of healing. Loving thoughts and prayers create a strong healing energy that can reach all around the world to all the people and places that need it most. I'll begin by reading the names from our church healing list and then offer a healing prayer. And tonight our prayers are asked for Darren, Claire, Derrin, Lorraine, Lorna and Casey, Emily, Donna, Martin, Jill, Joyce, Carol and Bill, Amanda, Gloria, Donna, Susan, Janice, Amanda and Ian, Gary and Kevin, John, who was passed yesterday, Heather, Joan, Veronica, Jean and Archie. And just looking down the list, Katie Snook, asking healing for everyone who needs it. And I think I've got everybody there. We join now to send our thoughts of healing, love and light around the world to all those in need of healing, both physically and emotionally. We ask that we will also reach and protect our animal kingdom and the world of nature that is all around us. We pray that our energy may reach those who are cold or homeless tonight, and those in less fortunate circumstances than ourselves, wherever they may be. May our thoughts and energy tonight bring love, calm and peace to everyone. And we ask this in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Saviour. Amen. We'll now have 1 minute silence so that you can send out your own personal thoughts and prayers to all those in need, those whose names you've read, and any of them may be in your thoughts privately now. This will be broken by us singing a hymn, Gracious Spirit, the words of which are in your purple hymn book. I will now ask Peter to bring us our Bible reading for this evening.
That's lovely, that word.
Someone's impatient tonight.
That will lift us all up, that will, when we do that one in a minute. Evening all. Nice to see you smile since this morning.
Yeah, it's been well.
Yeah. Evening all. Welcome to our Palm Sunday service. And all those online, it's lovely to have you with us. Tonight's reading is 1 Corinthians 12, spiritual gifts. I mentioned last week why the Bible readings were special to our church. I add to this, the scriptures we use are from God's servants, the apostles, travelling amongst the people to call for obedience to God's commandments that come from the true faith. Spiritual gifts takes my thoughts back to the Bible. Yes, right back to Genesis again. These gifts are how we learn and develop through the ages. It may help to add to the list technologies such as the mobile phone, computers, space travel, etc., as the Bible reflects different ages. We're in the age of Aquarius. Jesus was in the age of Pisces, the great teacher and healer. This suggests to me that reincarnation is when we come back with new gifts. But note, this is only when the world is ready for them. Again, as we think of the church going and the church being a people, but the word is also the people, not just the globe. Also remember, Jesus Christ said, "No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love him." Cast your mind to the Middle Ages of pagans and try to explain our present day communication, travel and wealth. All these three statements just mentioned are coming into being, yet more of our mind cannot even conceive. As I go through the reading, cast your minds at each of the gifts set out. They are all encompassing, world without end. There is no end. We cannot be destroyed. We cannot die. Life on earth and in spirit is like a spiral, always moving up and improving. We're all part of that spiral. Everything between heaven and earth is given for the common good. None of us are sole owners of anything. We just share, and we must. This is brotherhood love. Next week, we will consider Easter. The reading, spiritual gifts, 1 Corinthians 12, concerning magical spiritual gifts. Now about the gifts of the Spirit, brothers and sisters, I do not want you to be uninformed. You know that when you were pagans, somehow or other you were influenced and led astray to mute idols. Therefore, I want you to know that no one who is speaking by the Spirit of God says, "Jesus be cursed." And no one can say, "Jesus is Lord," except by the Holy Spirit. There are different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit distributes them all. There are different kinds of service, but the same Lord. There are different kinds of working, but in all of them and in everyone, it is the same God at work. Now to each one, the manifestation of the Spirit is given for the common good. To one there is given through the Spirit a message of wisdom, to another a message of knowledge by means of the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another gifts of healing by that one Spirit, to another miraculous powers, to another prophecy, to another distinguishing between spirits, to another speaking in different kinds of languages, and to still another the interpretation of tongues. All these are the work of one and the same Spirit, and he distributes them to each one, just as he determines. love is indispensable. God bless that reading, and thank you.
It's now time for those of you who are watching us online to leave us, and you'll be joined by Rob and Lainey, who will guide you through the rest of the service. We thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you all again soon. God bless you and good night.
Good evening. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Lee, you can hear me. It is such
Evening, Lainey. Well, I think we can hear you twice. So if you could turn the sound off on the device that you're not recording on, then we should be able to sort that. Give that a try. See now.
right. Is that better?
No, it's still okay.
I'm going to try. Hold on 1 second. I can't hear you now, can I? I could have turned the phone down.
Oh, can you hear us?
Right.
No?
Oh, you've got me in the chat. Hold on. Sorry about this. Only for my benefit, can you press the stop button camera on the device you're not using so I don't put the wrong one up? I have no idea. I do apologise, everyone. Having technical issues. Right, let me put camera stop. There you go. Right, so hopefully, and I'll mute that.
Right, Lainey, I don't know if you can hear us, but that one's muted that you're on there. So you just need to unmute the microphone for that one.
Hold on. There you go. Is that better?
That's better. And I think we've lost the echo now, which is good.
Yay! Okay, so what I've done is I'm looking at my laptop because then I can see what's on the screen, but also you can hear me clearly and hopefully everybody else can as well. So I'm looking at the state of my hair. Oh my gosh.
That's good. I'll leave it with you for the address and for the messages.
Wonderful. Thank you ever so much.
No
right,
problem.
let me just move that round as well. Oh, all this technical stuff. Right, let me put that there and I'll put you there. There we go. So, good evening, everyone. Oh, state of my hair. Right, leave the hair. So, good evening. Thank you for bearing with us because basically I've had technical issues yet again. Thought we got everything sorted out, but we haven't. Now, there seems to be a slight delay if I'm looking at myself on the screen. I'm not going to look at me, all right, because it's putting me off. Any issues, Rob, you give me a shout and obviously we'll sort something out if we need to. I'm going to go back to the comments, which I have to look at on my screen. There we go. Now, just do an address. Okay, so for those that know me, for those that don't know me, I'm Lainey Baine. And I'm actually an Elaine as well, but people know me as Lainey Baine. So we're all good, us Elaines. Anyway, so an address. What shall I do for an address? I noticed that there's a lady on here, Diana Jean O'Brien, and somebody in her life called Irene passed away yesterday. And Diana, I just want to say my biggest condolences for you, my lovely, and for those that loved and knew Irene. And I'm including this in my address because it doesn't matter how much we believe, how much hope we have, how much we feel, you know, life's life and death's death and all of that. But it never takes away the hurt and the grief and the shock of loss. And I just find that, you know, it can be years down the line and suddenly something you hear, sense, feel will just start you remembering and possibly even crying. but just to know that those tears are tears of love, because you're remembering that loved one. You're remembering the memories that you had. Hi, Heidi. You're remembering the memories that you had of that loved one. So there's so many of you. Deborah, Zena, Anya, your husband, exactly a year on the 10th. Oh, bless. So, yeah, Michelle, it's true. It is true. Hello, Michelle, by the way, just realised. Yeah, and it's just, I just want you to know that even doing this work, it doesn't diminish how we feel for grief, our own grief. But we also suffer grief from losing things in our lives, like, you know, even just down to our car breaking down. Hopefully it doesn't. You know, it's like, well, hold on a minute, losing a loved one, losing your car, but it's still the process of loss. It's an emotional attachment that we have, and that just shows that we're just beautiful people. We're people that that are able to feel and to have compassion. I've noticed I've gone off the screen, so I don't know whether I'm still there. Rob, am I still there, my lovely? Can you please,
Yes,
Rob?
Lainey, all okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Right, because I've gone off on the screen, on my laptop screen. So anyway, but as long as you can all still hear and see me. Where was I going with that? Yeah, so it's the emotional attachment. You hear people say, oh, there's the emotional baggage. Let's cut off that emotional baggage. But if you think about baggage is usually, you know, like say a suitcase. You're going to go on holiday and you fill it up with all your clothes, your favourite things that you want to take with you to have a good time, to create memories. Now, if you've got that emotional baggage, that suitcase is filled up with precious memories, precious times together, things that you've seen and witnessed, said and heard, done, want to do. It's all that's emotional baggage. So whatever it is that we've lost, be it a loved one, be it, I don't know, your job, whatever it is, you're allowed to grieve and you're allowed to be who you are. And please don't ever lose that compassion within you. I now cannot see anything on my screen whatsoever. So as long as you can hear me and see me, I'm just working straight from my phone at the moment, Rob. So I'm going to try and get back onto the thing on my laptop as well, so I can see the comments. All right. So, right. Oh. I'm having a nightmare. Okay, so I'm just going to do this now. I can't use my phone, my laptop at all. So basically, that's my address. Never lose your compassion, your love, and your hope, and your memories. You know, and even those that are suffering dementia, that sort of thing, memory loss. There are things that that person remembers. They are still precious memories to that individual. And you may feel, well, hold on a minute, that person died years ago in their life. Why are they seeing them and not me? That's because in their moment, in their time, they're seeing somebody that they remember, and they're feeling that. They've opened that suitcase and taken that bit of emotional baggage out. So there you go. Anyway, luckily, before I missed all the comments, right, I wrote down names that I was drawn to, all right? So my first one is Sheena Lightheart. What I would like for everybody, whoever I come to, is to think about who you would like to hear from in the spirit world. And hopefully I'll endeavour to bring that loved one through. If you can let me know their first name, and maybe their relationship to you, so like mum, dad, brother, sister, whomever, your friend, your partner, then let me know that as well. You don't have to go into detail, all right? Remember, there's a delay in your answer, all right? So I'll endeavour to do what I can do, all right? So, Rob, are you able to message me at all on my laptop, on my phone even?
I can stay here on the audio if you'd like, Lainey.
Would you mind?
No,
Because
not
I'd
at all.
appreciate that. Because I can't, it won't flick to the messages, the comments. Okay,
On your phone, yeah, I understand. Unless you wanted to take a minute to rejoin on your laptop as well and just turn the camera and microphone off.
If you're okay with that, it's just that I've got to go back onto my mobile. I do apologise. This gives Sheena Lightheart an idea of who she wants to hear from. All right. So,
Yeah.
yeah, because basically, to get the link for this for my laptop, I have to go back onto my phone. All right, which means coming out of this. Okay.
All right. Okay. Well, look, let
All
me do some upcoming events, and
Okay.
we will see you soon.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. See you in a second. Okay.
Okay, lovely. And Sheena, I can see your message there, so I'll pop that up on the screen so that we don't forget. Great. Okay, good evening, everyone. Rob from Thundersley here, if you hadn't guessed. While we just wait for Lainey to pop back on, let's see what we've got coming up in church this week. So on Tuesday, the 12th of April, we have Kundalini breathwork and dance. This is a new event at the church. I haven't run this before. If you go onto our Facebook page, there's a poster on there with a lot more detail on. This starts at 7:30 p.m. in church. So it'll be interesting to come along for that one if you can. That's on Tuesday. Then on Thursday, the 14th, we have our yoga class, as we do every week. That one is £5 on the door. It starts at 6 p.m. And it's about an hour session, so it goes to 7 p.m. For the yoga class. That's been quite well attended, actually. I think there's quite a good group. They go every week now, but there's always space for more. So if you'd like to come along, I think you have to bring your own yoga mat. But apart from that, you're more than welcome. Also on Thursday, shortly after the yoga class, at 7:30, we have a wellbeing workshop, and it's about angels with Richard Baldwin. So at 7:30 on Thursday, Richard Baldwin doing a workshop. We've run these before at Thundersley with Richard, and they're always well attended and nice, lovely evenings to have. So that's £5 on the door again there. So you have the yoga first, and then shortly after the workshop, you can come to one or the other, or both. More than welcome, but hopefully you can come down for that. And one last one next week on the 17th, Sunday. It's of course our Easter service. So a slightly different format next week, but looking forward to that. I see a message from Lainey in the chat. She's back. Okay, let's bring her back on the screen. She looks worried though.
Yeah, because it should be very good. But yeah. Oh, good Lord, StreamYard is doing it again. Yeah, it keeps kicking me out on the laptop. So bear with me. But now I know I've got the link in it now, so I can just go straight into it. It's not a problem. All right.
Right.
So let me just save that link just in case. Control copy.
Right.
Right.
And,
Okay.
While you do that, we've got
here.
Sheena's message on the screen there. Lainey, my dad, she said.
Yeah. Thank you, Sheena. All right. And thank you all for your patience. Emotional baggage here. It's like, oh my gosh. Okay. Right. Well, that helps as well. I can see me on the screen now. Okay. So Sheena, from your dad, my lovely. Okay. Okay. Come on. I feel like I almost want to change your dad's batteries, if that makes sense to you, Sheena. Like, I just feel like I want to give him, you think about his life and the way he was. I just get the impression that he was the kind of gentleman, and he was a gentleman. I just feel like he was a proper guy in the respect of, did what he could do for people. But I just feel, as I was saying, change his batteries. I just feel he wants to literally change his batteries and wants to, no, not him. He wants you to change your batteries in the respect of giving you that extra boost, to give you that extra upliftment. All right. Now he's referring to batteries because I've brought batteries down here with me to my little den of tranquility that I'm sitting in to you know, for my clock and that. So, and I haven't used them yet, but he's referring to that. Your dad makes me feel like he had soft eyes. It sounds very strange, but it just makes me feel like they were quite soft eyes in the regards of how he looked at you. But I feel that he could, like, suddenly he could change them and they become very stern. But I feel like he was quite the kind of gentleman who was fair but loving too, but also held back with all the kind of, you know, like all that soppy love stuff, but you knew that he loved you because of his actions. Would any of that make sense to you, Sheena, please? I'm looking like this because I'm looking up at my screen to read what's being said. All right. Oh, technology. Okay. Whilst we're waiting for Sheena to answer. Oh, thank you, Sheena. Now, I just get the impression that your dad, I'm holding up a lantern as well. He's very much, he's coming into my life in regards of things that I have around me. And believe it or not, I have a lantern. It's not massive, it's a little one. But I use it for celebrations of life, for funerals, for lighting, for healing. And I just feel the fact that he just holding this lantern up and he makes you feel like you were the light of his life. And that he wants to hold that light up to you now, because again, not just that upliftment, but for that healing too, because he says you're hanging on to your emotional baggage, and he says that with the beautifulest, oh, and trains, well, go for that as well, then that answers why it's swinging. All right, how cool is that? Okay, but okay, I'm excited. Do you blame me? Okay, so where was I going? Oh yeah, the light of, but I feel as well is actually that healing and that upliftment and everything. This tonight is very much about oh, bless him. He makes me feel like he just wants to hold you in his arms, like you did when you were a teeny weeny baby, and you will always be my girl, he says. He's just so, I just want to cry. I won't, because I'm not wearing waterproof mascara today. Okay, come on, Dad. He worked on the trains, that's so good. But your dad makes me laugh. He just makes me feel like he had he was a serious chap, but I just get the impression that he loved to have a laugh. You could fix the world with laughter, is how he makes me feel. Oh, bless you. So am I. All right. But it just makes me, would that make sense to you, Sheena, that he just could maybe fix the world? There's not enough laughter. He says, it doesn't cost anything to laugh, but to laugh from your big toes up may cost a lot for some people. Okay. There you go. All right. And he's just a fun guy. But I feel as well that he's sorry he went, and he just makes me feel like he lived and did as much as he could in his life. But he just gives me the impression that it's almost like he ran out of time to do everything that he wanted to do, because he had plans, he had a future, he had all in here, and basically it's almost like it was cut short. Not cut short like that, but just cut short. And it's like, why did he have to go? And we could all ask that question. But I feel, why did he have to go? And it was like he took the laughter out of your heart, out of your life. So, yeah. He says, but you've been laughing lately. You've had something to laugh about. You've had something that's given you hope and love and that healing that's been needed. But he also makes me feel like there's something that you're looking at doing. And I know we're all doing something, but it just gives me the impression that it's something that you've sort of stepping out of your comfort zone and just pushing yourself. And he's like, I'm pushing you too, but gently, he says, gently. All right. And he's just, oh, bless you. Okay. Give me no more information unless I ask for it. All right. I don't mean that rudely, just that I can't give you to that now. So I do apologize. But he says there's no worries, because I'm just reading, we were kept apart and never got to say goodbye. He says, you got to say goodbye in here. That may be no consolation to you, because I've already said about that emotional baggage. And it's not baggage, it's that emotional baggage, as I said in my address. And that's precisely what this is about. He says, I'm in here always. He says, plus you got my DNA in a bit in there as well. We had a bit of input, he says, and he gives a wink, and he's just laughing again, because it just gives me the feeling that he would have said things that would have shocked to make you laugh. Okay. but not nasty things. But I feel he's a strong character within himself as well. But it's this almost new move, new changes for you. And it's almost like, oh, as I said, it's stepping out of your comfort zone. And he just wants you to know that he's around you. And he says, please don't hold in that we were not together at the very end. No matter what, he would have died. He would have died without you there anyway. You could have stepped out and gone to the loo for 5 minutes, come back. He said, I wouldn't have wanted you to see that part of me. I want you to remember me alive, and this brain of mine, he says, this brain of mine, because he just says I was an intelligent chap, and he just makes me feel like he would have imparted his intelligence on you, but also on others. And he says, you've got part of that brain as well. And he's like, he's laughing again. He says, because put it into gear, he says, because you keep putting things off. All right. I just feel like I could continuously stay with him. Instead, I'm continuously trying to keep getting logs onto my laptop. There we go. And hopefully that all makes sense to you, Sheena, because like your surname there, or your last name there, is you have a light heart, although it feels heavy at this moment in time. All right. But he wants you to raise that light heart and make it happy once more. And don't ever feel guilty for laughing, because doesn't it feel good, he says. And he's smiling. And he had the most loveliest, happiest smile going, because it was genuine. Hopefully that makes sense to you, Sheena. He sends you all his love. He sends his love to everybody else. And it just makes you feel like he's got a whole list of names to send it to. And it's not just family, it's to friends, it's to colleagues, it's to just anybody and everybody who knew me, he said, because he talked to everybody. All right. Talked the iron legs off a donkey. All right. And he just makes you feel like he was a kind of guy to, if I stood next to him in the line at the post office, we would have been chatting like nobody's business. Yeah. But I do that anyway. But he just makes me feel he would have been that kind of person. All right. Please take his love. Okay. And I'm going to move on to the next one. All right. So, right. Fiona Rawson, please. Fiona, who would you like to hear from, my lovely? And then one after that is Jill Sworder. Sworder? Sworder. But Fiona Rawson, please. I'd sing, but no, I'd put you all off. Rawson, love to hear from my brother John. Okay then, thanks Fiona. John. Okay. Fiona, would you understand? Excuse me 1 second. Would you understand if your brother had issues with his throat area, if it's not yourself or somebody very close to you? But I just feel I've got a bit of a cough and that at the moment. It's nothing dodgy, honest. It's not catching over the airwaves either, so you're all okay. But would you understand your brother had issues with his throat area, or there were things left unsaid? I feel almost confused in regards to how I'm feeling about your brother. But I feel that was part and parcel of his passing as well. Would that make sense to you, please, Fiona? What else? There was something about his hair, because I'm just going, oh my God, my hair. But I feel like he was a bit, I was going to use the word a bit of a tart, really, but and I mean that in the greatest respect. So apologies to if I upset people. He's not really swearing, but it was his sense of humour. It's his kind of character. And I just feel like he was a type of guy that wasn't vain, but his looks meant something. Oh, you never got up, blimey. So there's so much emotional baggage tonight, isn't there? In the most respectful way. Those suitcases of all that love and that compassion and that hurt, everything in there, that grief. All right. Again. Oh, okay. Come on, brother. Come on, John. Huh. Would you understand then the way he was, as I've just explained? He did have a great sense of humour, didn't he? Okay. But would you understand about being a tart, his looks and that, but he wasn't vain. I just feel like he would have almost taken the mickey out of himself, be self-deprecating, I think that's the word. I don't know. Putting himself down anyway. You know, like you say, oh, you look lovely tonight, John. And he'd go, you know, well, you know, and then it's almost like he wouldn't accept compliments, no matter what. Okay. Or it's difficult for him to do that. Hopefully this makes sense to you at the moment, Fiona. Your brother just makes me feel like he fought as hard as he could to stay here on the earth plane, but put him, yeah, absolutely, and that's what I'm saying. He wasn't vain at all. All right, and I just feel he fought as hard as he could to stay here, but there was nothing else that could be done, if that makes sense as well. What could be put in place was put in place. I'm trying to see how he died, but he says that is unimportant at this moment in time. That is in your suitcase of emotional baggage, he says. We'll leave it in there at the bottom, tucked under the socks and bras, he says. And he's laughing about that bit as well, because there's a story in there about bras and knickers and being in a suitcase and holidays. And I just feel there. I'm not necessarily thinking he's wearing the bras, but for you, all right? Oh, absolutely. All right. And thank you for replying, by the way. Would you understand? I'm getting, it could just be my hair catching in the, I've got the fan on, but just catching. But I just feel that there's times when you feel, you know, almost like there's something going on with your ears, your earlobes, your ears, or his. I'm not really sure. I'm just trying to get him to differentiate between whether it's himself or yourself. But I feel this connection that you have with him. Sometimes it's almost like polar opposites at times, but other times it was like so connected, and that's why it hurts so much, because you feel maybe some guilt there for that you could have done more, you could have stopped things, you could have you know, prevented things. And he says you could have done none of those things. You did what you could do, not just you, but everybody involved. Okay. And he just goes, everybody involved, because I feel there was not just him involved. Okay. And oh, bless him. He makes me feel like he had the sweetest disposition about him. Troubled sometimes, but that's because he was kind and caring. But this putting himself down, it just makes you feel like there were times when he just couldn't cope with nasty people. Didn't like nasty people, bullies. Ugh, didn't like bullies. Okay. And no, he didn't like bullies. He's an absolute sweetheart. And that's how he just makes me feel, an absolute sweetheart. And oh, bless you. All right. And yeah, again, try not to give me too much information, because I can't give that to you now. All right. But I'm glad I've said that you tried, and all those involved around him, Fiona, then because it was more than just him, but he had his reasons behind. He had his demons to feed, he says. All right. And no matter what, he couldn't give them enough food, if that makes sense. It's a metaphor of what was going on in both his heart, his mind, and his soul at the time. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, bless you. All right. So, yeah, but he says, I am fine. And he's shouting it out, and he's just like joyous. He just makes me feel joyous. He says, I've got no emotional baggage now. He's got emotions in that regard, that love, that connection with you guys still, but he's got nothing, no hang-ups. He says, I've gone out. It's like going to a nudist beach, he says. Don't need any clothes. I'm off. Now, I can't unsee that. So hopefully everybody else can cope with that. All right. But I'm not saying he did that, by the way. I'm just saying that's he's using his metaphors, his sense of humour. It makes me feel like he's almost like he's free now, because he doesn't need a drink. He doesn't need to worry about things or concern himself about things. Yeah. Okay. For you, Fiona, he wants to say thank you, but could you pass on a message to the family too, and just say both to you and to them, I am so sorry for putting you through everything, and don't feel like any of you failed me. He felt that he failed all of you. He felt he failed life. But he says, now I see that I just had, he couldn't see the wood for the trees, if that makes sense. All right. But he says, now I've had time. I've had time to relax. I've had time to just be free and to be me, he says. But he's not got a body anymore. He doesn't have to worry about any of these dodgy things that's going on inside, he says. And yeah, and he's just such, oh, bless you. He says, I've grown my angel wings, all right? And that's what he just makes me feel. I've grown my angel wings. And they're all right. He says, they drag in the mud a little bit, he says, but they're all right. I just give them a little shake and off I go again. But he just says, please stop worrying, everyone. He's also, not you worrying, everyone. Everyone stop worrying, he says, because I'm okay. I'm peaceful, I'm restful, I'm rejuvenated. And he appreciates everything. And I'm asking him for giving me a date, something that's special for you guys. And I get October. I get October as a special month for you. All right. That's not necessarily to do with him, but it's to do with something that would mean something to you guys. And that would be, where are you going with that, John? I feel like it's a birthday anniversary pass, and it's something that's special that means something to you guys. Right. I'm glad he's at peace. Oh, he certainly is. Oh, I can see stuff up on the screen, Rob. Let me just turn my phone round. No, yeah, okay, all right. I'm gonna have to hold on to my phone now because my laptop's not working. Let's get rid of that. There we go. There we go. Switch my laptop off. There we go. Shut down. All done. I'm back to you guys. Fiona, your brother is an absolute sweetheart. All right, as you know. Excuse me 1 second. Would you understand that it was a bit of a klutz too? It just like everything seemed to go wrong. But he says nothing is going wrong now. For you in your life, don't feel that way either. He says you don't need to. He says just think, just step back and just breathe. And he wants you to do that. All right. Oh, it's September. Sorry. Okay. But would you go towards the end of September? All right. Into October. So I feel that something happened or was going on around September, but it went into October because he just won't leave me alone with October. All right. Yeah. Where are you going with that? Okay. He just wants to say, I don't know if you've been, I don't know what you look like, how big or how small, how round or how skinny, whatever. But it's just to do with your looks. But he makes you feel like you've been out and done maybe a little bit of, or thinking about doing a little bit of retail therapy. And it's something about skirt or, thank you for that, like a skirt or trousers or something, but it's the waistband. And that he's saying it's something has changed on the waistband, he says. And I'm trying to see what it is, but he's not telling me. And he's just saying she'll know what I'm talking about. I'm hoping you do too. All right. But he says, I could keep talking forever now. He says, I'm no longer holding back in that regard. He says, please let everybody know I'm absolutely good. I'm just appreciate all the kind words that's being said and the love that's being said about me, he says, because I didn't realize that so many people actually liked me and only wanted the best for me. And that's what he's saying about you. He says, you are so incredibly loved. And oh, bless you. He's not judging, he says. He's not judging. But there's just something about that in regards of the waist. Yeah, the word waist. There you go. All right. And I'm sorry if that's embarrassed you online. I don't mean to do that. All right. But he's letting you know. See, he's letting you know he's around you. All right. But he's saying, where was I going with that just now? I'm really sorry. I've lost my track of, but that's how he made me feel. He just lost his mind, like in the respect of his memory, that sort of thing. He just go off on a tangent. All right. Yeah. And he just wants to give you the love back that you gave him. and stop worrying about worrying, he says. And you haven't got to worry about me anymore. Remember me? Oh, yeah, because he adored you. So, yeah, you've got no excuses, he says. No excuses, because you are still adored. But you're also adored by those that are still here on the earth plane, he says. So be around people that love you for who you are. Any of them negative talkers, he says, just step away. All right? So with that, I'm going to leave his love with you, Fiona, because he's got so much of it. All right? And oh, bless him. All right? That makes sense then. But would you understand about, I'm trying to see, I feel that there's a dog, and I'm trying to see if it's here on the earth plane or in spirit world. But he makes me feel like it's almost like it flits between the two worlds. It's a very strange feeling that I'm getting. But it just makes you feel like he's got dogs with him, but also they're on the earth plane too. Hopefully that makes sense to you. If they weren't his or yours, but they're around the family. And I just feel like he enjoyed animals. He loved critters, he's calling them critters. All right. And yeah, and he's just, that beast is my word. Critters is his word. You are so welcome, Fiona. But please, he says, put me in your suitcase. I'm emotional baggage. Every now and again you can have a peek in, he says. But tuck me under them bras and knickers. All right? And socks. He's going on about socks as well, and he's laughing. Okay? But gives you that laughter too. All right? So, mwah. All right? Oh, there you go. Thank you. And yeah, and he's just going, mwah. And he's just, I'll do it with both hands, but one hand's holding my phone. So, mwah, mwah, mwah. All right? But thank you for that. Oh, bless. He's lovely. I like John. Jill Swarder, Swarder. Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly. Jill. Oh, hello, Jill. Oh, thank you. Or just, no, never mind. I'm mad. Don't worry. Jill, who would you like to hear from, my lovely? Yes. Yes. Who would you like to hear from? See, blooming. What's that word? See, still going crazy mad, forgetting things. Time delay, that's the one. Mum, dad, sister. Ah, you want your money's worth, don't you? See. So, mum, dad, sister. I'll see what I can do, all right? So, oh, bless. Okay. Ah, okay. Jill, would you understand that they're waiting? They're not killing you off just yet, all right? I've got a warped sense of humour. We will all pop our clogs one day. And they say, you will do too. Not just yet, because you've got too many things to be getting on with. But I just see that I've just written mum, dad and sister on my little pad next to me. And I just feel like they're having a party, as in they're all together. They're actually... it's like almost like they're linked arm in arm. And you know, in like oh God, what's the film? Off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And they walk down the yellow brick road, and they're doing that little walk with the legs stepping over each other. And all they're missing is Toto. But they're just making me feel that, you know what, we're off. We're in a magical world now, but we're together. And I just feel that your mum, there was something about your mum and your sister, that connection between them. And there's just something I feel is thank you. Is, where are you going with that? Yeah, something about your mum and your sister in the respect of their connection they had with each other. And I just feel like obviously your connection with them as well, but for them in the spirit world, but it's like they met each other. And it's like not one met the other, but they met each other when it was their time. And it's almost, I don't know if they did this kind of work or believed in this even, the spirit world, but I just feel that there was some kind of connection there in that regard. I really hope this makes sense to you, Jill. Your dad just makes you feel like he's put a hat on or a cap or something on his head. And I just feel like he's just sat back and let the girls get on with it. And he's just like, that's the kind of thing he would have done. But I just get also the feeling that he would have been the kind of chap that would have, where are you going? He was a strong kind of gentleman in regards to his sense of character, but he wasn't an outrageously loud man. He just makes you feel like he could shout loud if he wanted to. But, oh, thank you, but stop giving me information, all right? And if I ask for it, that'll be great, all right? But I can't use that now. But, oh, unless that's what, I do apologise, because it's about mum and your sister, isn't it, that connection? Thank you. Give me that information. I do apologise. All right, because I'm not looking at the screen all the time, and I'm getting that delay. And he's like, okay. Oh, bless. I'll have that then. Happy birthday to them. But there's something you've been maybe thinking, or if we think something is in the universe, okay, or the multiverse, it's out there. But there's something you've either been thinking or talking about or planning to do to remember them and to celebrate their respective birthdays, because being at roughly the same time, or in the same month, it's just something you want to do. You feel you want to do, and incorporate Dad in there too. And it's just like a memorial. It's all in memory of, okay. And they're just saying, do what makes you feel comfortable, what makes you feel happier, and above all, do what you love. And what you're doing is out of love for us, which they appreciate so much. Your dad says he appreciated, but never really thanked you as much as he could possibly have thanked you, if that makes sense. It's almost like you were the daughter, you helped. And it was like, well, she's our daughter, she helps. It's what families do. But he says we were more than family in that regard. And I don't feel that you was all love and fluffy bunnies. I feel that there obviously were ups and downs, but I just get the impression that no matter what was said or done or ups and downs, you were all there for each other as best as you could, especially at the end, or as near to the end as possible. Hopefully that makes sense to you, Jill. Okay. There's something about your sister's hair. I said about your dad, but I was just going about your sister. And I just feel there's something about your sister's hair and having it trimmed, or this it needs trimming, my fringe. But she just makes you feel like, and she calls it bangs. It's because it's a fringe there, okay? And she's calling it bangs or something like that. It's but she's just talking about that in her eyebrows. And I'm trying to see if she ever lost her hair or she'd had it back. But there was just something about her that didn't. It's almost like she didn't like the hair on her face, okay? And not sort of, touching her made her squidge. Squidge what? But yeah, she just like squidgy. Unless the word squidge means something to you, all right, we won't dismiss that. Okay. And she says, don't forget your birthday either. All right, that's your sister saying that. Do not forget your birthday either, because I feel that's more towards the middle of the year. So July, August time, around about that time. Hopefully I've got that correct. That's just, she's given me, don't forget your birthday, and this July, August time is what I'm getting there. And you keep hearing things like, your name or just something, you think, oh, who's that? And you look behind and you think, oh, maybe I'm wrong then. Or I'm completely balmy, I can't hear a word. And, I'm making it up. I'm just hearing things. And I just feel they're just saying, it's almost like they're whispering. And, okay, I got a month out. So, but, yeah, don't get stuck on dates. I'm trying my bestest to interpret. I got a J in there. I'll have that. All right, Jill. July, J. Okay. Anyway, so I do apologise. But it's like, like when your hair just catches your face. All right. And I just feel you keep getting that round your ears. And it's almost like somebody's going and just blowing. And it's not like a big breeze. It's just something. And there's no window open, no door. And I just feel it's almost like you feel it going across your face, almost like somebody's doing that just very gently across your face. And I just feel that's something that you're not going mad, my love. That's just them, all three of them. And there's more. It's like they've said, no, now you've opened the doors, love. We're all queuing up to come and say hello to you. But we don't have enough time tonight to do that. Otherwise, nobody else would get a look in. And I just get the impression that your mum and dad were quite strict in the respect of fairness and thinking of other people, and would have said no, give someone else a chance, somebody else the opportunity. I really hope this makes sense to you, Jill. I just got shown Mormon or Mormons, people, you know, like, and I can't see if that's to do with your parents, your sister, or even yourself. Well, you wouldn't be on here if you was a Mormon, but which is a real shame because they're missing out, aren't they? But the fact is, I just feel that there's been like belief systems that have been changed because they didn't realise how wonderful and how true the spirit world is. And thank you. And I just feel there, and if it's not Mormon, I just feel let's not get stuck on Mormon if I've got that misinterpreted. I'm on about the fact that there was a belief there, or in God, in Jesus, that sort of thing. Again, not dismissing any of that at all. Jesus was an incredible healer, but everybody has their own belief system, their own ideology, etc. And I just feel there, it's like, spirit's not real out there. When you're dead, you're dead. But I just get the impression that they were just in awe. I'm just feeling sad in the respect that they said, I just feel that your mum and dad were proud to have their daughter rejoin them. Sad for you, but proud to have their daughter rejoin them. And they said, we've never ever lost contact or touch with any of you because we're always in your hearts, but also in photographs, in things around the home. I just feel that there's lots of little bits and bobs, you know, that suitcase with the emotional baggage, there's so much involved. And I just feel that that's your way of keeping them alive or keeping them around you. And they say, don't ever worry if you lose something, because I feel something's been lost or misplaced. And I just feel there that it's like, oh, pulling your hair out, I can't find it, they'll never forgive me. Like, you've got nothing to be forgiven about. They said it's just material. It's the emotional baggage. Yeah. And that's a good thing. All right. They say, you keep me in here. Each of us in here. All right. Because, and also, I don't know if you do meditation or whatever, but I see that you see or sense or feel them in your dreams. Okay. Especially when you're feeling really low. All right. But they want to give you that upliftment. And this is me, not them. And I think so anyway. But yeah, they want to give you that upliftment and healing. Everything's about healing all the time. But healing is beautiful. And they give me, oh, your sister says, and unicorn, she says, because she took me to my unicorn selenite. My horn, unicorn horn. There we go. And but it's all about magic and uplifting and sparkles. We want sparkles in your life, they say, because it's just something that will make you smile. All right. Hopefully that all makes sense to you. Jill, they want to give you blue. There's a beautiful something that's blue that is, you know, like you got something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. And I feel that there's something there that you've got that reminds you of them. I'm trying to see if it's attached to them in one way or another. If not, it's definitely a memory link, and it's something that's blue. And I just feel it's either a stone or, you know, like in a ring or something, or necklace, earrings, whatever. But it's blue, and it's just it's quite a dark blue as well, almost like sapphire. And but yeah, so hopefully you can take that. Apologies if I got it wrong, but they're amethyst. Bluish amethyst? Yeah, it's mauve, but a dark one. Would you understand? It's a dark amethyst. Okay. It's almost blue in the wrong light. Okay, but it's definitely there. It's a stone of some kind. Yeah, so I do apologise. Now, you know what? I should have gone for amethyst because I keep being drawn to my earring, which is amethyst. Right. So I do apologise. I was kept looking at it thinking, no, you know, dangling. All right, but amethyst, so I apologize, but amethyst. All right, but if there's not just amethyst, but there's definitely something blue as well. Okay, so don't dismiss that either. Think about it. Okay. They're sitting around the picnic table and having a chat, they said. And and I feel that was a thing to have, would be get-togethers, the gathering, but also chatting. And maybe there wasn't enough talk going on at one stage. Hopefully that makes sense to you. But also I feel that now in your own life here on the earth plane, I do apologise, I've got a tickly throat. But I feel that there should be some more talking going on around you, all right, both from yourself and others. But it's almost like it's, you know, when you don't say something, you know, and somebody's like, Harry, you, yeah, fine, fine. And, you know, like, yeah, but really and truly, you want to rant, rave and scream. It is definitely good to talk, they say. We're sitting around a Barbie table. I just see, and that's just in my mind's eye, I'm seeing a barbecue table, them or picnic table, and them sitting around waiting for you to join them. All right. And I don't mean in the spirit world. I mean in like in your dreams, whatever, because you can talk to us anytime, they said. All right, anytime. Just feel us in here and see us in here. That's your third eye. Okay. Please take their love, because oh gosh, definitely you need to talk, or you could benefit from releasing some of your emotional hard held baggage. All right. And that's yeah, and it's not just losing them, it's other things in your life, okay, that you could talk about. Okay, so please take their love, Jill. I'm going to move on, and I'm going to go to Colin Scoble, I believe his name is. All right, so Colin, if you can let me know who you'd like to hear from, please, their first name and their relationship to you. And after that will be Sarah Jane Webber. All right, good job I wrote names down earlier, isn't it? Oh, must be psychic. Okay, so as we're waiting for Colin, and Sarah Jane, if you think about your loved one as well, you want to hear from. All right, Mum Brenda. Thank you, Sarah Jane. So you're there, Mum Brenda. Mum Brenda. Right, so Mum Brenda and Colin. Whilst we're waiting for Colin to come through, I'm going to go straight through to Sarah Jane Webber and her Mum Brenda. All right, so don't give up, Colin. You come through in a minute. Type faster. Okay. Sarah Jane, your Mum Brenda. I'm only smiling, I'm laughing. She just makes you feel like she's chuckling away. But she's like, really? She's asked for me? Of course she asked for me. And she's like, oh, okay. But she just, that's a sense of humour, respect, that she's like, wow, this is really cool. Like in regards to the spirit world, in regards to coming through and being able to converse, to being, well, no, the reason, being able to still communicate. And it didn't all end. It didn't all just stop, she says. There's so much more. And she's like, she's off. I don't mean she's off right second, but she says, I'm off. It's wonderful. Oh, bless. Of course, I'd sooner be with you. I'd sooner be with you and she's showing me little ones as well, or younger people, and older. She's just said there's loads of them. She said, I'm going around hugging everybody that ever knew me, everybody that ever gave me a nice word, like had a nice word about her. And she's just going around hugging each and every one of them, like spiritually. And she says some of them are like, oh, was that her? No, she's dead. I can't get hold of it. Yeah. And so she's saying, she's laughing the fact that, I'm sorry if I'm so blunt in my words, by the way. I don't mean it disrespectfully. But your mum makes you feel like she's the type that would not have held back with her words. Okay. And in the respect that it is what it is. Yeah. Black is black, white is white, green is green, etc. And she would have done that. But it didn't mean that she was uncaring. She makes you feel like she was the kind of lady that maybe cared a bit too much and took on a bit too much. And, oh, bless her. Yeah, and maybe took on a bit too much. Other people's problems, took it all on board, and that sometimes to the detriment of her own well-being. Hopefully that makes sense to you, Sarah Jane. All right. there's something about your name, why you were called Sarah Jane. And I just feel there that there was maybe you were going to be having a different name. And, you know, Dad wanted one name, Mum wanted that name. And you ended up with being Sarah Jane. All right. I just, I don't know what the yes bit is for. But thank you. Yeah, because she's just got so much love and a smile, but it's almost like a grin when it comes to your name, Sarah Jane, all right? Because she says, you heard that story many times. Okay. Would you understand that you've got mum's mum, so your nan in spirit world as well? Hopefully I've not just killed her off. But I feel that she's got nan with her, so her mum with her. And I just get the feeling that thank you. I just get the feeling that she says, I was never on my own. I was never on my own, because it's just almost like the sense that she, you know, she'd be scared of the dark, like your mum passing. She'd be scared of the dark. She'd be scared about it. We weren't with her right at that second, etc. And she says, I wasn't on my own. My mum was with me. I was being held by the hand and I was taken over. And she just makes me feel it's just such a beautiful thing. And I'm not seeing sparkles or angels or whatever. I'm seeing just, it's almost like a multicolored rainbow of just colors. It's, I've never had that. Oh, look, over there, all the pretty colors. But you imagine that in like just ribbons, but really gentle, see-through, colourful ribbons going from your mum's soul into spirit. It was utterly beautiful. And she's just says, it's just to put your mind at rest, she says, that I'm all right, I'm okay, in the respect that I'm no longer blank. She's like, it's almost like she's gone blank. And it's a really strange, but she uses the word blank on your nan as well, but your mum's mum, yeah? Yeah, but she uses that word blank, and it just literally, I'm no longer blank. It's really weird. I really hope that that makes sense to you, Sarah Jane, because obviously you know how mum died. Sometimes I get shown, I get told, whatever, but I just feel there. I'm no longer like that, like I was at the end. She says, I've got my smile back, and she wants that to come to you as well, because I get the impression that you looked very much like your mum, obviously younger, she says, with better skin. There was something about your mum's skin, and I feel she had very soft skin, but she loved your skin as well. All right, I keep doing this because it's really soft. Okay. Yeah, there's just something about skin. Would you be aware of using, you know, like skin creams and that? But she says never needed any of that. But I just feel that there was just something about almost, you know, like the face masks and that. Yeah, not face masks. I'm on about the cleansing face masks. But she just makes you feel like there was just something about masks in general. And again, I'm not on about these masks. Okay, I'm on about you know, like beauty product masks. Okay. Because she's quite, I just don't feel that she plastered on the makeup. I just feel your mum had a natural beauty about her. And she's saying, I had a natural beautiful, oh, thank you. I had a natural beauty about me, only because others told me, but I always used to tell Sarah Jane that as well. Would you understand that, Sarah Jane? Okay. And yeah, she said, you're still, okay, right? So, yeah, but she's just saying, you are, I'm not going to sing the song. You are beautiful in every single way. Words can't bring you down. And it's just that Christina Aguilera song. It's just stunning words. You ever hear it? But she's singing that, but she's humming it. She says, because I couldn't really remember the words. But you know what I'm talking about, she says. And she just does this lovely smile again. Okay, your own face mask. Is that for the beauty products, Sarah Jane, as opposed to COVID masks? Okay, but it's beauty products I'm on about. Anyway, I'll wait for you to come back with that one. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, but it's that song, it's the words to that song, all right? But it's what's ever's going on in your life at this moment in time. She says, I would have been there, and I keep saying this, right? I'm giving people love hugs. Okay, so I just do that. It's a little love hug, okay? A love tap. There you go, not love hug. It's a love tap. And it's just giving somebody, yeah, okay, but you know the words. And if that means something to you, but that's from mum to you, all right? Because you're beautiful in every single way. And you always were and you always will be, she says. Because she may have loved you a little bit, all right? Where are we going with that? Completely lost my train. But she would have done that as well, would have lost her train of thought as well. It's either that or that's just me. Oh, thank you for confirming it's the face products, yay! Yeah, and yeah, but your mum, you could have talked to her about absolutely anything. And I feel like she was your confidant as well. So you could share your innermost secrets within reason. And but she was open-minded, and she just makes you feel like she wouldn't have, she would try not to judge. And if she ever did judge, then she'd judge herself for judging, if that makes sense, and ask herself, what have I got to judge about? And you know what? And end up talking herself out of judging and completely change your mind. And I just feel that, nobody's perfect, she says. And she just makes me smile. All right. I keep being drawn, okay, to my tooth just here. All right. It's like a snaggle tooth. And it's like making me feel, I feel like it's really predominant. No idea if you can see that, okay? But your mum is drawing me to her teeth and my snaggle tooth, all right? Yeah? And I don't know, she's like, she says, doesn't matter. It's part of who you are. And that's what this message is to you, is it's, is this message to you, is that it doesn't matter. She says, stop. Yeah, okay, thank you about the judging. But it's just something about, it's almost like you're changing, the way you look, or you're not happy with what you look like. Certain bits, maybe some bits, yes, but other bits. And she says, if it makes you happy, but are you doing it for the right reasons? She's asking. All right, but she would have challenged you with this when she was still here. Hopefully that makes sense. Hence the song and the words to that song. But you've got to feel right within yourself as well. All right, hopefully that makes sense to you, because mum said, I'm not judging. All right, okay, right. So where are we going with that? Right, Sarah Jane, your mum says happy birthday, because I feel that there's been one quite recently, and I feel we've just literally gone past it. Yeah, I feel we've just gone past your birthday, or somebody very close to you, or mum's birthday, but there's a birthday just gone in the last few weeks, I feel. And she's saying to you, happy birthday, my loved one. And she says, my loved one. All right. And thank you. And I just feel there that, yeah, she just wants to give you all the love. Absolutely. And she says, yes, you can do it, but look after yourself. Hopefully that makes sense. Please give her love to anybody that will accept her love from the spirit world. And she laughs at that as well. All right. And she just kisses the inside of her palm. All right. She's like, and then just chucks it out at you. All right. Because she just wants to, she's like, and you catch it and you put it in here. Because she says, she just makes you feel like you would have done that to her, or some, yeah, I just feel you would have done that to her. Or it's something she would have done to you, but I just feel that there would be that, and it's drawn into the chest, Okay. Yeah, please take her love, because she's waffling now, in the respect that she says, I'm here now, not going anywhere. But she's laughing at that as well. But she says, no, I know, I've got to move on. But she's moving around you. She's with you. She's with all of you. And she's watching everything that's going on. So keep your eye on things, all right? But she's laughing at that as well. She says, I'm not haunting you, but I am with you. Please take my love. Mwah. Okay. Oh, it's on Saturday. Happy birthday for Saturday. Enjoy yourself, all right? But thank you. I'm sorry I said it was just gone, but Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Sarah Jane. All right. Was Colin Scoble, was he around at all, Rob? If not, Mia Thomas, please. I don't know how long I've got left, so
Perhaps just this one more, Lainey. I don't
just
think
one more.
Colin is with us.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
All right, my lovely. Thank you. And Mia Thomas. I'm sorry that Colin Scoble is obviously run away. Poor thing. I hope he's all right. No, your loved ones loved you. There you go. Mia, you want your nan and granddad. Okay. Oh, bless. Okay, Mia, can I just say, I just get the impression, I know you're asking, Maureen and Fred. Okay, let me. And Fred. Would you understand? I'm sure you would. You would or you wouldn't. But would you understand that they meant more to you than, it's almost like they were your second set of parents, in the respect of, especially in your younger years, okay? Because I just feel that they would have done every single thing that they could have done to help your own mum, but to help your parents. I just feel your mum more than anything. And so if I've got that right, and what I'm picking up here, it's your mum's parents. Although when I first wrote Nan and Granddad down, I was feeling like they were separate, like one's mum, one dad's side. And so I do apologise. But I feel like they said doesn't matter. I like my second mum and dad. Yeah, that's brilliant. So, but I feel like mum's parents, okay? I'm just going to go with it and be brave. They want you to go with it and be brave too. Whatever's going on in your life, my lovely. All right. Thank you very much. Inside I'm going, oh my gosh, because I love it when it goes right. Okay. It's such a privilege doing this. Sorry. Mia, I'm not forgetting. I'm just letting them build up their energy. But they were such an influential couple of people in your life. And I know you desperately miss them. But it's, oh, bless you. But it's definitely, I say it's getting easier. Some days it feels easier, but other days it's like you want to join them. We each have choice, free will, and they don't want you to waste your life away. All right? You are brave, but brave starts from your big toes up, Grandad says, because I feel he would have talked to you and he would have explained things to you. Not like that, but he's just going, I would have explained things to her and told her why this had to be done or that shouldn't be done, or the P's and Q's and that. But they were both very they made me feel like they did things just purely to see you grow and to become the beautiful soul that you are. And they enjoyed the steps that they saw you, like your walking, your first smile, your first giggle. There's something about your first giggle as a baby. And they just make me feel they were part of that. Oh, bless you. Yeah. And I said, it not just yet. All right. Yeah. Okay. But there's something about your giggle. There's something about your first steps. There's something about seeing you at school plays and doing things. And they just followed you as much as they possibly could. And I just feel towards the end of their respective lives, it became more via, I don't know, like video calls or whatever. Yeah. And it's true. They are there guiding you. And that's what this is all about. Yeah. Because I said, just because we ain't here physically, don't mean we ain't here. All right. They are. They make me feel inspirational. They make me feel as if I just want to get up and go and do things and try different things. But they're saying, yeah, and it's just like they say, but you knew what we looked like. You had your photograph of us. Yeah, and there's a photograph I feel of all three of you, especially with all three of you. And it's almost like I've got Nan one side, Grandad the other side, and you in the middle, hugging them or arms, whatever. But I just feel it's like the three of you in a row kind of thing. and maybe sitting, or one of you at least sitting. But I just feel that, and they say, like, just, you know, that if you see that, you picture that, you can't forget us. Yeah, how can you, Grandad says, and he's laughing again, because I feel he was, although your nan had a sense of humour, I feel Grandad would have been the more verbal of the two. All right. Okay. Yeah, you know they are around, don't you? You feel them. Oh, bless you. Okay. Yeah, but they're just letting you know that I wouldn't know that. I'm not stalking you, Mia. My phone does not see into your home. Okay. That'd be scary, wouldn't it? But the fact is, they're saying that that's letting you know, girl, we're with you, we're around you. And you may have no favoritism, but you may have been our favorite. All right. But there was just something, you seem to have such a close connection with them, and that's what they loved about the experience of seeing you. But there's also a picture of you when you're, like, I don't know, it looks about 18, 19 months old, and they put it next to your mum's picture of a similar age, and you are almost the spitting image of your mum at the same age. Okay. Oh, yeah, absolutely. No favoritism, though. They say that with laughter, because they just give the impression that nothing was too much for them. If it helped and helped give you a better standing in life, they did what they could. And look where you are now, and look how much stronger you actually are, how much stronger you already have, that strength within you. Yeah. Oh, okay. I do apologise, but it's that, yeah. It's like similar as, hopefully the age is around about the same. As I mentioned, about 15 months, I think. I feel there. But it's just this spitting image, and it's like, whoa, is she reincarnated? But she's not. But she's got traits of your mum as well, and I just feel there that it's almost like, but she's not your mum reincarnated, she says, because it's just the beautiful genes that you've got in yourselves. Okay. And that's your nan saying that. She said, us girls, we're awesome. Yeah, we're the better looking ones. They're men, she says. But she's laughing at that, because I just feel that she would have loved everyone in that regard. But definitely of your nan as well. But she just makes you feel that stop bickering is the words I'm getting. Stop bickering. Now, I take that as there's words being said. It's like, life is too flaming short, Nan says. All right. Life is too flaming short. And she's just making me feel that she just wants to bring, Grandad's like, well, no, let Nan talk now, it's her turn. But your Nan just says she just wants to bring in, it's almost like creating boundaries. It's almost like setting yeah, thank you. But she says, oh, you're getting love taps, all right? Clip round the ear roll. You're getting love taps, okay? And but she's doing it with love. That's why it's a love tap, all right? Because really and truly, what is it about? Is it the end of the world? No. Think about putting things into perspective. What other people have got, what you've got, and yeah, definitely boundaries. Yeah, but it's don't do it on your own. Okay, you feel like you are continuously struggling. Yeah, Grandad, let the ladies talk. He certainly did his all. I'm not arguing with him. Yeah, but it was done in a nice way. It's always done in a nice way. But coming back to whatever it is I was just talking about. But yeah, oh gosh, I just feel like they've gone off now. It's almost like they've come in. They're with you, right? Because spirit omnipresent, everywhere all at the same time. But they've just said, no, we've done enough now. We've done our chat. We'll leave her to it. We'll send her our love. Send all of them our love. Your little daughter there, right, or your young daughter, because I feel she's a bit bigger now. But your young daughter there's something special about her. Not that they're biased, right? But there's something about her that's changing. That is, it's almost like you're seeing a change in her. and it's something that you're not sure if it's going the right way for her, if that makes sense, only because you're a caring mum, and it's almost like well, it's not almost, she's becoming her own individual self, and she's trying to deal with who she is as a person. And that comes back to that song again, Christina Aguilera, "You're beautiful in everything," whatever the song is. Yeah. Anyway, they say, please take our love and make, I was going to say Easter, but I'm being drawn to more Christmas time. But I feel not the religious side of, I'm not against religion, by the way. Everybody's, respectful, everybody's beliefs. But I'm being drawn to Christmas time, but not the religious part of it, but the Christmas tree, the decorations, and all the fun, and everybody coming together and actually piling in and having a good time. And it's not all about the flaming presents either, Grandad says. It's about the love and the companionship, the friendship and the familyship. Don't know if that's a word, but we've just made it one. All right. She's a medical condition. Last ill to you starting to get. Oh, bless her. Oh, she's in my healing prayers already. All right. And I've got my own candle here as well. And she's in my flame of candle healing as well. All right. But just trying to read. Yeah, there you go. All right. So go back there. We'll leave it there. Please take their love. All right. Because there's got loads of it for you. We've got it in abundance. They had it in abundance whilst they were here on the earth plane. Even more, they said. But you'll feel us around you. They are around your daughter. They're all around your daughter. And I don't normally give out guardian angels, but I just get the feeling that they're saying, if you imagine the wings of a guardian angel wrapped around your daughter, just keeping her. Sorry, the emotion of sending her love, and to you as well, and to your mum, and it's just everybody that loved them, they love them back. But it's to your daughter to give her that extra added healing, both emotionally, physically and mentally. All right? Please take all their love. And with that, I'll hand them back. Okay? Thank you, Mia.
Thank you, Lainey. That's a lovely message for Mia, and all of the messages were lovely tonight, as always. We will come back to you for the closing prayer after we've had Frank's cards, shall we?
Okay, thank you.
Super. Okay, friends, as you know, if you're regulars, Frank draws 3 cards each week. Let's see what he's got for us this week.
Hello, everybody. Our first crystal this evening is the citrine, and with that goes the card for the zebra. When we look at this card and we look at the zebra, we see an animal that roams the plains in great numbers, in a large herd, a community, very much in a similar way to the way we live. And they all support each other. The strongest support the weak, and the younger ones support the older ones. And that is how life is for us. And it's important that we take care of each other. When we look at the zebra and we see his stripes, do we see black stripes on white? Or do we see white stripes on black? Well, it is for you to decide for yourself. But what it says is, nothing is ever clear-cut. Nothing is ever simply black or white. It is a combination of both. And it's important to see life that way, and to see that no one way is right, no one person is wrong. We need to put into perspective everybody's point of view and listen to others and respect their opinions. The other thing we know about zebra stripes is that no two zebras are identical. They're all individual, just like our own fingerprints. So this says when we look at ourselves, we are all individuals, we are all different. We all have something to give and to contribute, however wealthy or however poor we may be. We are a herd, just like the zebra. And even every one of us has a part to play in the community we live in. Whether we be the top of the tree and the one who decides what others do, or whether we have a far more humble task further down the tree, we need to remember that without any one of us, things in the community would not run so smoothly. So an important message in that card tonight. Thank you. Our second crystal this evening is the rose quartz. And with that goes the card for the Siberian husky. And when we look at this card, we see a very beautiful dog. We look at his wonderful blue eyes, which are not that common among animals. And we see a very strong and powerful animal, a very determined personality. He lives often in a very harsh and unrewarding climate, but he has a very important part to play. He pulls the sledges across the snow, he brings supplies, he transports people. So he is vitally important to the people he lives among. Because he lives in a harsh environment, he has a very warm, thick, furry coat, many inches thick. And if you've chosen this card, I think it says about you that you should look at yourself and you should think to yourself that you too have something unique, something which others around you don't have, and that you can use this to the advantage of yourself and others in order to protect them. When we look at the dog on this picture, we see that he has his lead between his teeth. And this says to you, this is symbolic that you have chosen this card, then you are a person who controls your own life. And this dog is saying to you, take your lead between your teeth. Decide what is right for you and where you are going and what path you are going to follow. Be in control of your life and make sure that you get what you want from it and that you get the rewards you so justly deserve. So a lovely card there for someone, I'm sure, and I hope you like that. Our third crystal is the amethyst, and if you've chosen that, then the card that goes with it is the hermit and the firefly. The hermit card is probably one of the most misunderstood cards. It suggests solitude, it suggests loneliness, and a time to reflect. And often that is what we need in life. Often that is good, that we take time on our own to think through the things that are going through our lives, to consider our thoughts and our deeds, and decide what is best for the future, and what we need, and what others around us need. But the hermit is not just about solitude. We see on this card the hermit's lamp, and he carries that before him on his journey, because he is the one who has travelled this path before you. He is the one who is aware of the pitfalls along the way. And so he asks that you follow his lamp and you follow his path, and he will lead you along a path of safety and towards good fortune. We also see on this card the fireflies. And the fireflies gather in many hundreds, often thousands, at night, and they glitter in the evening sky, just like the stars in the sky do. And they offer light and encouragement to those who see them. It's important to remember that the firefly is very small and in many ways quite insignificant, but because they gather in great numbers, once again it is saying we have the importance of the community. If you all gather together and shine your light together, you can make a much better path for others to follow than if you try to do it alone. So it is about cooperation. And again tonight we see on this card the butterfly, a symbol, as we've learnt over the recent weeks, of transformation. And on this card it's telling you to follow the hermit's lamp, to think like the fireflies and help each other, and to look towards the future and show the beauty that you have, and not look back on the past and the dark times that came before. I hope that's a very good card for somebody. 3 good cards there tonight, and I feel once again we have the butterfly, and that seems to become a regular feature of our cards in recent weeks and appears quite a lot. And I think it comes with a message, not just to me, but to all of you, that there are better times coming, that the past has gone, and we will move on to a better time. And like the butterfly, as I've said, show the world the beauty we have, and that we should not look back on the dark times, but look forward and rejoice in the good times that are to come. Thank you very much for listening to me tonight.
Lovely. Thank you, Frank. Okay, let's go back to Lainey for the closing prayer, and that'll be followed by the closing Vesper. Thanks, Lainey.
Thank you ever so much, Rob. Hi. If you like to, wherever you are out there in the big wide world, just get into a quiet space. If you feel comfortable, close your eyes, or just relax and start sending out your love as I finish with our closing prayer. Divine Source, guide, spirit friends and loved ones, thank you for working with me and through me, providing evidence of life after life and that love does go on. Please listen to our prayers as we send our love and our healing thoughts to each and every soul affected by loss, affected by tragedy, affected by fear. We ask that a divine light of healing and love covers the earth above and below. We ask that we each give our hearts for love, healing, compassion, and calmness. Please surround each of us here on this airwaves in the world, all of our loved ones, with your divine light and protection until we meet again. Give us also the strength to focus on our own healing so that we can help others. We ask this with utmost respect, with love, with compassion, with healing in our hearts. We thank you. Amen.
Well, I'd like to say a big thank you to Lainey Baine for tonight's messages and address and working through all those technical problems. We also had a power cut at church tonight as well, so there's some real problems to contend with. But everyone's done a really good job and got through it. So thank you, Lainey. Thank you to Elaine Grout, our medium in church. Thank you to Frank for chairing in church. Thank you to Peter for the Bible reading. And thank you again to Frank for your weekly cards. We hope you can all join us next week, next Sunday for our Easter service. But until then, have a good week. Good night.